how do you learn to play those fast riffs? It seems there's a wall that we cannot get through. At least that's how it felt when I was practicing my skills. The majority of what I can do now, it really felt like, first of all, there was a wall when I started out, like a beginner, where I have to, push through it in order to just get to the place where I could play something that sounded like I could play guitar. Secondly, once you really start, if you want to expand your skills and come into that zone of being a professional guitar player, it seems that there's another wall, right? It seems that there's a roof to how fast you can play, and it seems that no matter what you do, you cannot push beyond it. But it's the exact same thing as when you were a beginner, that you have to push through it. And the way to push through it is to show up with an army instead of showing up with intuitive, straightforward, okay, let me see how I can get faster. Because in the beginning, when we start practicing, we play songs. We try to play something that sounds like music. And then when we go on, what we have to do gradually is go from that way of practicing to practicing skills, to focusing on individual skills that you want to learn instead of individual songs that you want to learn. So when we hit the point of not being able to play a riff faster and we just keep on trying to do it, and we can't, it's because we really need to change our focus and be very scientifically, we have to use scientific methods of how to build the ability to break through that wall, and how to build the ability to play that fast. And the way to do it is to, instead of, most people, when they start doing this, they think, okay, I'm going to really give this some effort now. I'm going to, play this riff over and over again, a lot of times, practice it like 2 hours each night, and then gradually I'll get faster. But that's not necessarily how it works. What you do need to do is that you need to focus on your picking speed. That single activity of focusing on your right hand and going, okay, what is really the challenge here? It's not going, all of that. I can practice that. If I can't do that, I can practice that by itself when I'm done with this one. And see, what is it? Okay, if I want to play something like I just played, like, it's basically a matter of being able to play, right? But everyone can do that, right? Everyone can go, take a pick and, cramp up your arm or something. Just use whatever means you can to have that tremolo picking going. But that's not really what we want, is it? No. We want to be able to play rhythmically. We want to be able to control the picking strokes. So, what is it that we want to learn? Well, we want to be able to go right? We want total control over the picking motion so we know where each pick stroke belongs in the bar. That's basically it. And how to learn that is to use accents. This is the trick. And if you try to practice speed without using accents, you are wasting your time. So what you do is you go da 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 da. And there's two ways of doing this. You can either accent every third note or you can accent every fourth note. Triplets and quadruplets, or eighth notes or 16th notes or 16th note triplets. It's basically 3 or 4, right? Once you start doing that, and I really recommend that you start with 3, because it becomes this single skill of going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's like a pendulum. You go from having the accent be a downstroke to having the accent be an upstroke. And that's really, you lose your balance almost. Da, 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 da. This is the thing that has to be part of your body. I used to go around doing this all the time. It's really all the time. When I was studying, I was sitting in class, I was going da, 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 da. With one hand, da, 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 da. When I was walking, I was going da, 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 da. Because it should be your whole body that's able to do that. So you can practice this anyway. You can do it with your hand. Ba, da, 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 right? And then what you do when you practice with your instrument is that you use a metronome in the beginning. So da, da, da. 3 strokes per click on the metronome, and then you just stick with it until you can do it in time, totally relaxed, without doing it fast. Once you could do it totally relaxed, without doing it fast, I should say. you just do this a million times before you come back to me and say that this doesn't work. And a million times? Yes, a million times. You can do that in a couple of months. It's absolutely no problem. If you sit down in front of the TV, you go da 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 oh da 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 da, and you can just easily measure how many times you do that in an hour by saying how many times do I do that in 30 seconds or a minute. And so you can easily do a million repetitions of this. And this is, a million? You have to expand what we think or what you think this will take, right? Once you've done a million repetitions, you will have a result, I promise you. If you didn't try to play fast. When we try to play fast, we lose control and we can't do the accents. And the accents are crucial and essential to whether or not you can actually use your skill to play music with. You have to have control. And it's not hard to play fast. It's hard to play fast with control. Actually, it's not hard. Is this hard? Oh, yes, it's hard. I have to do it a lot. Okay, you have to do it. Is it hard doing it a lot? No, but I have to, watch sitcoms and have a good time in front of the TV while I do it. Is that hard? No, but it takes a while. Yeah, but, you can do this for like 2 months, right? Yeah, but and you're going to be entertained while you do it. This is easy. This is easy stuff. It actually is. You can achieve magical picking abilities by doing something that's comfortable and easy, right? But because we're impatient, we go, it takes too long. It doesn't take too long. It takes the amount of time it takes. It takes the amount of repetitions. So do this a million times. Go, da, 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 da. And I promise you, when you've done it a million times, you'll have a measurable, audible, very important result of going. And suddenly you can start synchronizing because you. Now you have something that you can, synchronize with. Right? So this is the way to go about it. And don't listen to the voices that say, okay, you must practice in bursts of speed. Because that's just because we haven't, I think this video is too long already. But this is because we have this idea that it should be easier than it is. Or that it should, require. I've done, 100,000 repetitions. Or I practice for an hour each night for 2 months. Why am I not any better than I am? You need millions of repetitions. But those repetitions are not hard. Because you're not bound to sit in a room, stare into a white wall while you do your repetitions. You can learn to do it. Once you can do this and talk at the same time at a very low level of speed, like this, like I'm doing now. Once you can do that and keep the accents going, then you can practice doing anything. I can talk to my mom now on the phone. I can watch a sitcom. I can have a good time as my body and brain is practicing doing. Right? But you need control. You need to focus on the accents, and you need millions of repetitions. When that's said, it's easy. Anyone can do it. But if you push for speed, you make a lot of mistakes. You play with inaccuracies. You don't get the accents right. And that's basically what you become very, very good at. It's making a lot of mistakes and not getting the accents right, because that's what you've been doing over and over and over again, right? So I hope this makes sense. But that's the way to get to the point where you can play any one of these riffs. And it's also the way to get very good at doing a lot of downstrokes really fast, right? Right? It's the recipe. So use it and just, cut the explanations and all the hardship and all. Just do it. Just get it done, right? Do it every night, every single night.